There's some people that are trying to share your time. Are you ready to record, Chase?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So let's get started. A couple of things I want to discuss today. First of all, we are extremely grateful for the opportunity to be here in front of you, speaking in front of you, and provide you value. My name is Martin.Chase. I am with Team PRESolutions at Keller Williams. I have Chase Wybenga right below me, my business partner. He is with Team PRESolutions Keller Williams. And we have our awesome lender speaker today, Marisol Cortez, with Financial Partners Credit Union right below.
Hello.
And then we also have a special guest also that's going to be joining us on the webinar. Her name is Heidi Rodriguez. She's going to be from Farmers Insurance. I apologize. That we'll be discussing some of her value as well later on today. So really what today we're going to be talking about is how to buy and sell in today's market with COVID-19. As we all know, this is a very unprecedented time within our industry, and we wanted just to give real information, real facts, and real expectations on what you can expect if you're looking to buy anytime in the near future, okay? So let's get right into this, guys.
All right, perfect. So just wanted to quick go over, this is going to be your team here. Right here, we've got 5 agents on our team. Martin and I are actually on the board of directors and help with training. We'll kind of get into that a little bit later too, over at the Cerritos Keller Williams. But we've got 5 agents here to really work around your schedule, do everything we can to make it as smooth and seamless for you as possible. And then we've got the great, wonderful Marisol right there as well on the lending side. Perfect. So just wanted to quick go through an outline as to what we're going to be going through and what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to be first going over the COVID-19 real estate updates, changes to the policies for the seller. Then we're also going to do the same thing on the buyer side. There are some differences and changes on the buyer side as well. So we're going to go over those. And then Marisol is going to go over the 8 simple steps of the home buying process. Generally speaking, if you're looking to buy or sell, most of the time that still includes another purchase too. So it's always good to know kind of what that looks like, as well as see what it looks like on the buyer side. Then we're going to go over a market update, show you exactly right now in this market what's going on, what you can expect as a buyer, what you can expect as a seller. And then stick around for the very end because we're going to do the raffle and answer any questions you might have.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Chase. That's an awesome outline. We're excited because there's some really good information in here. One thing I could tell you is if you guys have a notebook handy or a pen, make sure you're taking notes. Just a little hint out there. There might be some questions at the end in regards to the raffle, okay? All right. Let me move over so you guys can see this. So listen, at the end of the day, this is a very different time than we were even 6 months ago in looking to sell. The first thing we're going to talk about is the changes actually in the market if you're looking as a seller. Okay, a lot of buyers and sellers are concurrent sometimes, so we wanted just to go over some of the changes, okay? The major thing actually is that there is, according to CAR, the California Association of Realtors, they actually came up with a form that should be posted on all of your homes if you are selling your home. Now, this is a form that's going to talk about some of the things you need. It's going to talk about you need PPE, you need a face mask, right? You need to make sure that all your clients are washing your hands. Make sure that you're practicing social distancing of 6 feet. Avoid touching anything. I always have our clients wear gloves inside the house as well. And then also you can definitely wear some booties. They go on your feet. And then just make sure you guys are we're disposing of all these PPP after we're done. So that's one major change that you can see on the selling side. In addition to that, now, even for a buyer, a potential buyer to see a property, they need to sign a form. It's called a PEAD form. Chase will talk a little bit more on the buyer side about this. But what this form is, it just really makes sure that nobody that is going into the property has had any illnesses, and they're pretty much taking liability for viewing the property as well. Again, agents should have proper PPE. A good practice from your real estate agent should be if you decide to list your home, what we do with our clients, we have extra PPE that we keep on file, as well as the PEAD forms. Sorry about the acronyms here. In addition to that, just the way homes are selling today in today's market is extremely different than before. We're selling via Zoom, similar to what we're doing today, right? Social media is a huge part of selling homes. 3D tours, professional photography is probably key than before. So on our team, we have a 35-step marketing plan in addition to our COVID strategy, which I'll go over in a little bit. And then you want to just make sure that your agent is marketing your properly with today's times, okay? There are no open houses, no public open houses as of today, okay? So what this means is that your home being marketed online is the most crucial thing for you to sell your home for top dollar in today's market, okay? Because of COVID-19, inventory is low as a seller. So just be conscious of that. If you are looking to sell, it's a great time to sell as long as you're practicing the proper social distancing and rules, regulations. Chase, you want to talk anything about this a little bit more?
No, other than, that's the safety posting that's going to be placed on the home. It should be placed on the home. Every realtor, every listing agent should be abiding by this for the safety of both the buyers and the sellers.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Here's just a little snapshot of some of the things that we've done in addition to our 35-step marketing plan. We are doing 3D Matterports, which is extremely important, where I don't know if you've ever seen on Redfin or Zillow or just online, where you can actually go through the home and you can actually do a virtual tour of that. In addition to it, we have professional photography, floor layouts, 3D videos. We are ninjas on social media, so we do definitely things like this. A way around, because open houses are not available, we actually do Zoom open houses. We invite people on Facebook as well too. So it's just a different world, a different time of marketing, but we are evolving and adapting with the current market as well too, just so you guys know. All right.
Absolutely. And then some of the things we're going to go over on the buyer side, as everybody knows, most people will start their search online already with, Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, something like that. But because of everything going on, that's actually taken down to a completely next level with a lot of the virtual tours and different things like that. So a realtor is more important now than ever for a buyer or a seller, just because you don't have the ability to just kind of go do your own open houses on the weekend, stuff like that. So as Martin spoke about, we do have the PEAD. That is very important. That is you as a buyer or as somebody who's going in and visiting a property, that it's you disclosing that you feel good, you're in great health, and that you're abiding by wearing all the proper protective equipment. All right, so as Martin said, that protective equipment is going to be gloves, mask, and then booties as well. Another thing that has changed, looks good on you, bud. Another thing that has changed, we can't all just kind of crowd into the house and go check it out, even right now during this. So what they're actually asking is that we have no more than 3 people in the home at a time. So if it's a situation where you've got 4 or 5 people that want to go and view the house, maybe some extended family that want to be involved in it, we are doing showings at 3 people per. So that would be taking 2 people in with the agent while 2 people maybe wait out front, different things like that. So, but don't worry, we've got Disney Fast Pass going, so it's a pretty short line for you. Another thing that we are asking right now, just from the standpoint of just keeping everybody in a good position, is if we can limit having people under the age of 18 go into those showings, that would be preferred. And then the other thing that I want to discuss too, that's a little bit different and might catch somebody off guard if you're talking to a realtor on the phone trying to set up a showing or different things like that. You should be required now by California law to be providing either a pre-approval or a pre-qualification to go view a home. Now, that's never been something that's been required in the past. I actually think it's a good thing, and I'll explain that why. But the main reason that this is happening now is because just to prevent there being an excess of people going in and out of a home throughout the day or throughout showings, they're making sure that it's only people that are truly motivated and ready to do that. And that means getting that pre-approval. Remember, guys, that your pre-approval is going to be good for 90 days. So that does give you a pretty long amount of time that you can actually be able to take advantage of that. But you do now need those in order to do most showings. And then the last thing I want to talk about, because I've actually had some questions of some clients of mine as well, there's actually a new CBA form. And what this form does is, we're going to go over the 3 contingencies here coming up, but this is actually a 4th contingency that's going on right now with COVID. And what that does is that actually protects you from the standpoint of if you were to lose your job, or even if it's a standpoint of if you have lost your job, but we've removed all of our other three contingencies, you're still protected to where if you need to get out of that house or extend time, different things like that, it's just another level of protection because of everything going on right now. So.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Again, these are all brand new forms in our car forms to protect you as a buyer and to protect sellers as well too. But they're all specifically made for the coronavirus. COVID-19. All right, so let's talk about some lending changes that have been going on with COVID-19 that we've seen as realtors out in the market. One big thing that we've seen is that some lenders are doing drive-by appraisals. And what that means is the appraiser will go down to the house and actually just take exterior pictures of the house. And then they'll go back to the office and use some of the interior pictures to get the value of the home. And the reason why they're doing this is for two reasons, actually. But the main reason is COVID-19, because they don't want to go inside of homes and, be, contracted with COVID. So they're trying to protect themselves as employees, as well as they want to protect, buyers and sellers as well too. So that's a big thing. Also, you're going to maybe see some delays with lending right now. On that, there's two different things. Again, there's a COVID-19 that things are being delayed because of the process. In addition to that, right now the lenders are seeing tons of refinances. So they're really backed up because the interest rates are so low right now. So it's kind of a compound effect with that. There's definitely stricter guidelines because of what's going on, and banking starting to tighten up their guidelines. Some lenders, from what we've heard, are not doing any jumbo loans, and down payment assist programs are kind of becoming more stricter as well too. But at the end of the day, rates are extremely low, historically low. So this is the reason why people are still looking to buy. Marisol, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, same thing. Well, the delays are coming from the rates being so low and everybody trying to get in and save money with refinancing their home. However, we do prioritize purchases. We obviously know that there's a close of escrow date. We know that there's a lot of parties involved. So we want to make sure that we prioritize our purchases. So we try to mitigate any type of delays, but we still are seeing them with other third parties like appraisers and the escrow companies. And again, here at Financial Partners, we're still offering jumbo loans. So that's a good thing, right? Even with the uncertain times, we still have the jumbo loans and at a low interest rate. So yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so like I said, just some lenders are not. FPCU, Financial Partners Credit Union, is definitely doing that. So if you're looking for a jumbo loan, I would definitely get her contact information before the end of the presentation.
Perfect. Yes. So Marisol is going to go through the 8 simple steps of the home buying process. Before we kind of jump into that, I do want to quick talk about a few things. One, I will definitely tell you, and I think you'll start to kind of gather through this process. It definitely takes a village in order to get you from opening to closing on a transaction nowadays. That being said, you're gonna hear some different people that are involved throughout this. One's gonna be escrow, title, transaction coordinator. So escrow, that's gonna be a neutral party. So the way that I always kind of like to look at that is, it's kind of like having a pendulum over here. You've got the keys over here, and then you've got the amount that somebody's gonna be paying for the house. And so they make sure that everything, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted. And then once everybody has performed their each of their parts, that's when they'll actually switch over and make sure that everything, they are a third party neutral part of the transaction. You're also going to have title involved. Their responsibility is, just as it sounds, dealing with the title and the grant deed. Their job is to make sure that there is no confusion as to who the old owner is, who the new owner is, and that there's nothing that would be in the way to prevent the transaction from closing. You're also going to have a transaction coordinator involved. They're kind of the quarterback, and they're communicating between both of the realtors, both of the brokers, title, escrow, the sellers, the buyers, everybody in there. So, and then another thing we're going to go over, might want to take a pen out for this one, as we have a raffle, hint, hint. There are 3 main contingencies that we're going to go over in this portion of the presentation too, which is going to be your inspection, your loan contingency, as well as your appraisal contingency. So without further ado, I will get it all turned over to Marisol and let her take it from there.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you, Chase and Martin, for having us here at, to present. It's really important that we walk through the 8 simple steps to get the home buying process started. It can be a little bit scary, but we're here to simplify it for you. So let's get started.
Oh, sorry. That was my cue.
It's okay. I was like, I don't have the clicker. A little bit about me. So I truly, one of my favorite things to do is get our members into a home. You know, you're there to make lifetime memories, and it's so important to me. So it's something that I truly enjoy doing. But here at Financial Partners, I am a premier banking officer, which means I do a lot of different things, but I do specialize in home loans. So I've been doing this for 5 years here at Financial Partners Credit Union. But if you need any assistance in any other banking aspects, I'm also your girl. So it's a one-stop shop. I work very closely with Martin.Chase, and it's really, like we said, communication is really important. And I have 5 years of real estate experience. So let's get started and dive into the step number 1 of the pre-approval. So this process is really important. Step number 1, before you get your feet wet and you start shopping, it's so important that you sit down with me and discuss and complete an application, and you provide me with your supporting documentation, your income, your assets. We pull your credit. We see how much down payment you have. And what we really dive into is we try to see what your budget is and how much you can really afford in a home, what your monthly payment is gonna be. And we really fully pre-approve you. And the reason why it's so important to do this at the very beginning of the process is once you're in escrow, there's a lot of time frames that you need to meet. We have to hit a lot of deadlines. So it's really important as a lender, and for me at the very beginning of the process, that I fully pre-approve you, which is why I ask you for so much documentation up front. But you'll thank me later once we're in the process and you're going through a smooth sailing as far as purchasing your home, why we do the pre-approval. And it's so important. And more than ever right now with uncertain times and with, you know, people not really wanting to show their home unless you have that buying power in hand, it's so important that we get your pre-approval done in a timely manner. Gentlemen, do you guys have anything to add on the pre-approval?
Yeah, all I would say, you just kind of touched on it, but just realize that right now with everything going on, that it is, I would say at least half of the realtors out there are abiding by the fact that you do need that pre-approval or pre-qualification. Real quick, pre-qual versus a pre-approval. You're seeing less and less of the pre-quals now, and the reason for that is because it really doesn't hold a lot of weight. It shows that you're interested in buying a house, but not that you're fully approved to buy a house. So that's why the pre-approval is really important, just to go that direction, save yourself the time and energy. And at the end of the day, it's really important to get that pre-approval. We see it and hear it all the time of people that maybe want to hold off and wait until they find that perfect home to get the pre-approval. But I still see it happen that the really good homes out there that are priced appropriately and are marketed and exposed really well to the market, those are still selling in 3 days, 5 days, 7 days right now. So that being said, get your pre-approval, be prepared, because I've seen it before where you see something you love, now it's time to go get the pre-approval, and by the time you have that pre-approval, maybe they've already accepted an offer. So just do yourself a favor, put yourself in an appropriate spot to win. This is going to be good for 90 days. So, yeah.
Yes. The approval is good for 90 days. Step number 2. So now we've completely verified all your income documentation, your assets. We know what your down payment is going to be. We know the amount that you're fully approved for. So this is really when you're going to start diving into the market, shopping for a home. You're going to provide your realtor with a copy of your pre-approval letter along with your credit score disclosure. When you're making offers, the sellers are asking for several different things to verify that you are a serious buyer and you're truly very interested in that property that you're looking at. So this is a really important, crucial step that we make sure our ducks are all in a line. We have all the items that your real estate agent needs at the time that you start shopping for a home. Anything else that you can add to this?
Yeah, you know, I think that this is probably one of the most important conversations that you should be having with your real estate agent. What we call is a buyer's consultation, okay? And what that really means is we sit down with you, we go over your pros, your cons, we really go over your future aspirations in home ownership. You know, what are your ultimate goals? Do you want to hold this home for 2 years? You want to hold it for 10 years? You want to make an investment? Do you want to build your portfolio? Like, these are all things that we should be discussing. Do you want to do a 1031 exchange on a high level, if that's what you're looking to do? In addition to that, of course, we find out your locations, what's important to you. Do you have a family growing? Do you look at school districts? So we really want to dig in on what you're looking for. And then what we're able to do as agents, we're able to make a specific criteria that you're going to be able to find just the homes that fit your criteria that you're looking to make offers on, that fit your criteria in your specific area, your specific budget, whatever it might be, rooms, baths, all those details are extremely important. So this is probably about a 25 to 35-minute conversation. Really get to dig in on your needs. And on our team, we do a really good job with this, because especially right now with COVID-19, we don't want just to show you properties just to show you properties. We want to show you properties that you're actually going to love and fall in love with, and submit offers, and then protect you and your family as well. So.
Great points. Step number 3, making an offer. So you have found a home that you're really interested in purchasing, and you're talking to your agent, and you're getting ready to move into the step of placing an offer to purchase this property. What your agents really need, they really are your protectors at this time. They're negotiating a price, establishing an escrow time frame, they're preparing the details of your offer. There's so many moving parts. So they're really drawing up that contract to fully protect you as a buyer, which is why it's so important that you have a good team that you truly fully trust in this situation where you're putting an offer. And then once your offer is accepted, you come back to me, and we open up your loan. We have a property address now, so we can finalize the next steps of the purchase. So we're basically getting the property address going, and then we can finalize the application process, collect the final documentation that we need so we can get rocking and rolling and get your escrow started. So this is a really, really, really crucial step in the buying process when you're putting offers on properties. So anything to add, gentlemen, on this one?
Yeah, all I would say is, this is really where the fun starts to happen. I think this is where you get the ability to start to use your imagination and start to envision yourself living in this home, and kind of see your future in it. So, but as you said, Marisol, it is very important that everything is done appropriately by your realtor in placing that offer to put you in the best position to win. You do have the ability to maybe price isn't always going to be the most important thing. So you have the ability to maybe mess with some other terms. That could be a shorter closing time, different things like that. I know you'll probably talk about it a little bit later, but that's actually one of the really cool things that I love about working with financial partners is they can do a close on a conventional as fast as 15 days. So everybody just realize that usually when you're doing an all cash purchase, that's about 10 days. So you're getting pretty close to the same type of purchasing power as an all-cash purchase there. We are going to have those 3 contingencies in the offer. Those are going to be there to protect you. The first one we'll go over right now is actually going to be your home inspection contingency. So what that is that'll range depending on, like I said, terms that we want to use, but that can range anywhere from a week to 2 weeks to do your full inspection. That'll be where we'll get somebody out there to do a termite report, let us know kind of what the condition is on that. And then we're gonna have an inspector that's gonna go out there and go about 1 inch deep, 1 mile wide, and check everything throughout the house. We're gonna get a very detailed report. Usually it's anywhere from about 25 to about 60 pages just on that house for you. Best way that I like to explain this to clients is it's kind of like when you go and buy that used car before you actually hand the money over and get the keys. You decide to take it to a mechanic first. Let the mechanic look through it, check everything out, let you know kind of exactly condition of the engine, condition of upcoming maintenance that might need to be done, possibly anything that needs to get changed out. Same exact idea on the house. To let you know where the roof condition is, electrical, plumbing, and just kind of let you see exactly what you're diving into, and maybe what are some things in the future that you need to be considering with this purchase, and then overall just a sense of how the house is looking. So pretty cool, fun time.
Absolutely. Let me just add one thing, Chase. So a lot of times I get a question that buyers ask me, hey, Martin or Chase, I want to buy this house. What if I find the electrical is completely shot? Like, do I have to still buy the house? And the answer is absolutely not. If we cannot come to agreement with the seller to either give us a credit, to reduce the price, or to repair the actual units, then we can move forward based on this inspection contingency. So as Chase said again, you are protected by this contingency if we find something wrong with the home? Because I know that is a big concern of a lot of buyers out there.
Real quick too, just to add on top of that, you're making me think too, something else that's really important to know. So we're going to get that inspection that's going to show us everything going on with the home. Something that a good realtor is going to be doing on your behalf is negotiating to get a home warranty on a home for you. So what that's going to do is we get the inspection done. Let's say everything's good. We're told electrical's good. Now all of a sudden you've been in the house for 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months, whatever that is. Now all of a sudden we have an electrical issue that comes up. So that's where that home warranty is huge. You usually just have a small trade fee, cost anywhere from $50 to $100. Sometimes we have vouchers for that too. So let us know if something comes up. But what that will do is they'll actually take care of the whole entire situation. I've had that on a personal property of mine where the washer ended up kind of ruining the room that it was in, and so I had to do a home warranty claim. But they came out, I spent about $50, and after that they took care of it from start to finish. So that's just a good thing I like to bring up for you as a buyer, to know that you have peace of mind with that home warranty. That's usually good for about a year, and you can extend it. So cool.
Perfect.
One more thing I'll add to the inspection. As a lender, we don't require an inspection to be completed. However, we recommend it. We always want to protect our buyers, and we always want to let you know that we definitely 100% recommend it. We urge you to get it, but it's not required. It's not a requirement. So I get that question all the time. Do you want to see my inspection report? No, thank you. I do want to see your home appraisal though, so that's going to move us on to step 4. Home appraisal. So for those of you that don't know what an appraisal is, it's basically a third-party company that goes and inspects the property from head to toe and definitely gives us their opinion of the value of the property. This is a requirement in any purchase being done. Right now with COVID-19 and uncertain times, there is different ways to complete the appraisal. The appraisers are wearing the proper PPE, like Martin mentioned earlier, if they do need to go into the homes, especially if you're a seller. I know you're really concerned about this, so we want to make sure that we let you know that the appraisers are taking very much precaution when it comes to this. We do everything we can to use other aspects if we can on an appraisal. If they can drive by and do market value, we do that as well if we can. But it's really, really important that you know that they are deemed an essential business. So they're still operating as normal, and they're just taking the very extra precautions necessary. And this is really important for the lender, because we want to know that the property that you're purchasing is worth the amount that you're buying it for. So this ultimately protects you as well. So yeah, anything to add on the home appraisal, gentlemen?
Yeah, I'll add a little bit, Marisol. So this is your contingency number 2. Okay, this is your home appraisal contingency. So again, a lot of times I get a question from buyers. Hey, Martin, we're going to offer $900,000 on this home, but what if the appraisal only comes back at $850,000? So technically we're $50,000 short. So there's actually 3 things that can happen at that time. Number 1, as a buyer, you can come out of pocket the $50,000 because the bank's only going to loan on the value of the home of $850,000. Okay, which is not the most ideal situation for you as a buyer. The second thing that can happen is we can negotiate maybe a medium in between the $50,000. So maybe we come to agreement with the seller, said, okay, listen, the seller, I love this property. At the end of the day, I'm willing to pay $20,000 over the value of the property. And again, that would come out of your pocket. The third and the most ideal situation for a buyer would be have a strong agent like ourselves to negotiate the price all the way back down to $850,000. So you're only paying what the home is appraised for. Okay, so again, this is a contingency number 2, and that's just a question we get on the appraisal side.
Step number 5 is setting up insurance. So this is a step that's often missed when having a buyer consultation or when we're talking to our buyers about their home, but it's really, really important. Ultimately, this is one of the biggest investments you're going to make in your lifetime. You want to make sure that the new home that you're purchasing is adequately covered. So we ask you to work with an insurance agent to get a homeowner's insurance protection quote. And then obviously as a lending institution, we want to make sure that the property that we're lending you money against is properly insured. So we ask you to provide us a copy of the insurance package that they're giving you. So this is a really, really, really important step. And I just want to make sure that, all of my buyers are properly protecting their assets. Anything to add on this, gentlemen?
No, I think, it's the obvious. You just kind of hit on it. This is one of the most important purchases and things you'll ever own in your life. So you want to make sure that you've got the proper protection to make sure that if there's anything bad that would happen, that you'd be in a good place moving forward. While you're at this point of shopping for insurance, I always say this is a really great time to start thinking about utilities. So usually the best place to actually find utilities on where your new home is going to be that city website. So you can go on there. Usually there's a utilities portion in there, and then they'll outline, you either maybe will put in your home address depending on how big the city is, or it'll just simply tell you, who you'd be contacting for, gas, for water, for trash, all that type of stuff. So, yeah.
Perfect. Also, I want to let you know we do have a special guest. Her name is Heidi Rodriguez. She is actually listening to the webinar today. She's from Farmers Insurance. Heidi, if you could just put your information in the chat box, and then if anybody has any questions in regards to homeowners insurance and maybe get a quote, they can definitely go, talk to you as well too. Okay, she's gonna have an extra bonus for us at the end as well.
Awesome. So step number 6, we've now collected, you've made your offer, you're in contract. We did all those items needed. We're going to rewind a little bit back to step number 1, and we're going to talk about when I first collected all your documents, your assets, your income documentation, your W-2s, your pay stubs, your tax returns, all of that great stuff. At that time, I got something called a desktop underwriting approval. Basically what that did is that all the information I input to the system told me that you qualified for the amount that we gave you the pre-approval letter for. No one other than myself was looking at your file at that time, because obviously we don't have a home in escrow just yet when we're doing the pre-approval process. So we can't send the loan to underwriting because we need to have the actual property that you're purchasing and the appraisal report in order for a physical underwriter to review your file. So what an underwriter will do, they'll review your loan application and all your documentation provided to me and give you the final stamp of approval. At this time, typically if it's been some time since we did your pre-approval, the underwriter will request additional documentation from you. And I always urge and in my buyer's consultation, I tell all of my new buyers or any buyers that it's really important that anything that I ask you for, you give it to me in a timely manner, because that just makes us able to work a lot quicker and meet your loan contingency period. So that's something to keep in mind. Anything, gentlemen?
Yeah, this is actually your contingency number 3. This is really when everything gets put together. You have your appraisal in, it's at value, you come to agreement, your inspection is done, we're ready to move forward with it. And then, as Marisol said, the underwriter is checking all your documents, which Marisol mostly got most of the stuff up front, which is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of headache at the end of the day. And then what the most important part about this on the real estate side is that we have high communication with the lender, because what's going to happen is our contingency is going to be up, and I'm going to give Marisol a phone call and say, hey, Marisol, just wanted to check on, the Mrs. Smith's buying file. Are we ready to remove our loan contingency? And once I get the green light from her, we're able to do that. A big mistake that a lot of agents do is they don't have the relationship with their lender, and it's a time to remove it. They're getting pressure from maybe the seller, and they just sign it off. So this is sometimes when you might hear horror stories about people losing their deposit just because the communication is not there. So this is extremely important to make sure that we're getting approval from the lender.
Step number 7, closing. So there's several different steps, but we're getting closer and closer to getting those keys to your property. So your loan documents will be sent to the escrow company. So obviously we're drawing your loan documents because we're the ones lending you the money to purchase the property. So we're going to draw all your terms and conditions and what we agreed upon. And this will be sent to your escrow company, where you will come in and sign the final documentation. So you're going to basically sign your life away on that big stack of documents, but it's actually really fun. It's not as much as you think it is. And then at that point, any down payment that we discussed and how much money you will be putting down on the property will need to be transferred to the escrow company to finalize your loan and really get everything moving to the finish line. So closing is really, really, really important. Anything to add on this, gentlemen?
We'll just say that, this is the excitement is building. We're almost at that point now. So we're right at the 1 yard line. just about to close and hand you over those keys. So very exciting. There are definitely going to feel like there's a lot of moving parts at this point. So all I can tell you is just, sit back, try and take that deep breath. Make sure that you're leaning on your realtor in this situation. We are here to try and make things as smooth, as seamless as possible for you. And excited. We're almost there, guys.
Yay.
Step number 8, we call it the funding stage. So you've signed your loan documents. We've agreed upon how much money it is that the lender is going to send to escrow to finalize your purchase. So what we do at this time is we disperse the funds for the loan to escrow so the sellers are paid. And at this point in time, your title company will either record on the same day or the day after they receive the funds for your purchase. So the funding time is literally when your realtor and all of us get super excited because you're about to have your keys given to you for your new property, and it's the most exciting time in the home buying process. It makes everything all worth it. Anything to add on this?
Let me finish dancing. This is why all of us on this panel today do our job. This is what we really, really enjoy doing. I mean, it's very fulfilling to be able to give our clients keys or sell their home. So definitely the reason why we do our job. But having said that, 2 things, okay? Marisol kind of mentioned it earlier. In Orange County, actually, they have same-day recording. So what that means is if you fund and escrow gets your money, it's distributes to title and everybody and the seller, then we're going to fund, we're going to record that day so you're able to get the keys that day. Okay, that's in Orange County. In Los Angeles County, it's a little different, right? You fund and escrow, title, everybody gets their funds, and the very next day, you are able to record, and that's when you're able to get your keys. Because legally, as a buyer, you're not the legal owner until the grant deed is recorded down at the county office. Now, one important fact, just so you guys know, is that they are not open Saturday or Sunday. So say, for instance, we're trying to, record on a Friday, and we missed that recording for some reason. Documents weren't in, the wire wasn't in time. So what's going to happen is we're not going to be able to legally record until the following Monday. So it's extremely important that we're communicating again with our timeline, because if you have movers or somebody going out the weekend, we want to make sure that we're coordinating your closing in time. So just something just to be mindful of.
Most definitely. So that concludes our 8 steps to home buying. See, we simplified it for you. It literally takes a village, but I want to talk a little bit about the financial partners advantage and about financial partners. Even with unprecedented times during this COVID-19 crisis, we have still closed all of our purchases 100% on time. We haven't had any delays. We haven't missed the close of escrow as of date. So that's something really important to share. We're still working around the clock for our buyers. And Financial Partners has 80 years of service excellence. So we've been around for 80 years providing Californians any lending services or really any banking services. And we save our members a lot of money every year. We are a local non-for-profit credit union. I get this question all the time. What's the difference between banks and credit unions? And I have to say that it's so good to let you know that as a credit union, we're a non-for-profit cooperative. We're not owned by Wall Street like your larger banks are. We are owned by you guys. So we're owned by our members, and any savings that we do get or any income that we do generate, we give it back to our members in forms of lower rates, lower cost on checking and savings accounts. So that's always really, really, really important. Another feature is fast pre-approvals. I always say I work as fast as you do for me. So if you give me your documents in a timely manner, I can get a pre-approval done for you as quick as 24 hours. So that's really, really important, especially if there's a house that you're really interested in getting, and we're trying to beat some other offers being placed. And another thing is, I talked a little bit about our great rates and programs. Obviously, in our buyer's consultation, we'll discuss what program, what loan program meets your individual needs. There's so many loan programs that we offer, so many different variations of it. So and everybody's different. So we always sit down and really discuss which one is the best that fits you. So that's something that differentiates us a little bit more. And then updates to your agent throughout the process. Communication, I think we've talked about it since the very beginning of this presentation. Communication is so important with me, with the realtors, with yourself. And we want to make sure that you feel like the whole transaction is seamless. So we're communicating day and night on your behalf. So that's something that's really important. And I worked with Martin.Chase in multiple occasions. And we want to make sure that we're always talking to each other. I let them know, hey, we have underwriting approval. Hey, by the way, we got the appraisal report in. So just so much. And again, I think Chase mentioned this earlier, but 15-day ready to close guarantee. Sometimes I've seen where there's other people that offer a higher, a higher amount on a purchase, but because we can close faster than other parties, sometimes the sellers will take the offer of financial partners because we can close a lot faster than other institutions. So thank you so much for having us, Martin.Chase. Anything to add on this?
Yeah, I think what I would just say on top of that is it's very, very important that you start to do your work with the lender ahead of really being ready to pull the trigger. And the biggest reason for that, get that pre-approval ahead of time. It's important for you to understand for yourself and know where your budget is and where your comfort level is. It makes it so much easier throughout the process to know that, hey, maybe I am approved at this amount for purchase, but really where my comfort level is at this amount. And so it puts you in a great position when you're searching around online or speaking with your realtor to know kind of where that sweet spot is for you. As far as lending institutions and credit unions are actually some of my favorite to work for. As Marisol had just kind of talked about, it's non-for-profit, which means that extra money isn't going to Wall Street. It's actually coming back to you as a member informed of different savings and programs that they have going for you. But that being said, between your traditional banks and credit unions being completely different, another thing I'll tell you is credit unions themselves are not all built the same. So that's one of the reasons that we partner up with financial partners, is because they are at the top of their game. As she just stated, even through COVID, they have not missed a closing date. And it's really important, as we've already discussed, you've got that village involved, but you want to make sure you've got the right people involved to put you in the best position to win. And they do a great job. So thank you so much for being here and helping contribute to this.
Thank you, Marisol. All right, let's move this presentation along. So, a lot of question, actually probably the number one question, whenever Chase ourselves are walking in the street, wearing our t-shirts or wearing our name badges, everybody asks us, hey, Martin, Chase, how's the market going today? So what we wanted to do is, rather than give you, just hey, the market's great time to buy and sell, we wanted to give you really data and data to support exactly help you make your decision. So with no further ado, what we're going to do is give you a market update year to date, pretty much year to year. It is up to April because May is not completed yet. The data is not. So let's go right into this.
Absolutely. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at is going to be our active listings year over year in LA and in Orange County. So this is a strong metric for you to look at, because this kind of gives you the overall look and feel of what the market's been looking like right now. So we have for a number of years already been having low inventory on the selling side, and that is still something that is continuing today. So just understand that that is a big contributor to why the market is still moving and still moving at a pretty rapid pace. A lot of times we're getting people asking us, as Martin had said, what's going on with the market? And because of everything going on with other factors and other elements of people's lives, people are just kind of assuming that the real estate side has slowed down. And if you look at these numbers here, it'll actually show you the opposite. But the first thing to look at is, if you look at Orange County, you can actually see that inventory is actually down 32% in Orange County right now. And then in LA County, it's down about 30%. So between the two, you are seeing about 30% less homes out there for sale. So as a seller, that gives you a great opportunity to be one of the fewer choices out there, get even more people looking at your home, more offers, different things like that. And then as a buyer, just know that this is your opportunity to make a splash in there. We're both having sellers and some buyers that are kind of sitting on the sidelines, kind of waiting to see when this is all over. But understand that when both of those happen, you're going to have more inventory out there, and you're also going to have more competition on the buy side. So it really is kind of a perfect storm going on both for the buyers and sellers right now.
Absolutely. So a good gauge on how hot the market is, right? Or whether it's a seller market or a buyer's market is really days on market and inventory, months of inventory supply. But what I want to really talk about today is days on market. And this is because, sometimes we're having buyers to come up to us, hey, it's COVID-19, like things aren't going to sell as fast. They're not going to sell at all. And actually it's the opposite, because we still have tons of buyers that want to buy because the interest rates are still low. And as Chase just mentioned, our listings are lower as well too, by 30%. So it's a basic case of supply and demand, right? So let's talk about this. In 2019, the average days on market in Orange County was 30 days, okay? And then the average days in LA County was 27 days, meaning the average days in the market when they put it on the market and it actually went for sale. Okay, it didn't close. It's how many days it's actually on market. Okay, now fast forward to this year of April, the average days of market is 46% down from last year in Orange County. So we're actually only on the market for 16 days. So as Chase mentioned earlier, if a home is priced properly and marketed properly, those things are going in 16 days, if not less than 16 days. So this is why it's so important to have your pre-approval and be ready to rock and roll if you're serious about buying. And then in LA County, actually, the average days on market is down by 33%. Last year, it was 27 days on market, and now up to April, it's actually only 18 days on market.
And this is going back to that real quick too. This is really what we were talking about with the importance of getting that pre-approval and being prepared. Just understand that these numbers right here, the 16 and 18 days, those are averages. So if you have a hot home on market, you're going way below on what those averages are. And then obviously if you've got something that's inappropriately priced too high, those are going to be above. So just be prepared to see something that you like and that it could go pretty fast, around that 7-day mark. Cool. So the next part we're going to actually go over is going to be your average price point. So a lot of people, once again, are continuing to think, oh, because of everything going on, I'm going to, be able to get 5% of a price break on a purchase, different things like that. We're still having solid purchase prices, still going over asking. So if you look at the numbers from last year in April of 2019 versus this year in 2020, home prices across LA and Orange County have gone up between 6 and almost 8%. So we are still seeing prices go up higher this year than they were last year. So the market is still moving. It's still hot. You're still seeing stuff, as we saw in days on market, going shorter. You're seeing prices go higher, and then inventory is low. So it's a pretty healthy seller's market, as well as some really great opportunities out there on the buy side.
This is what people call appreciation. So what is my appreciation over my house? Year over year, last year, the appreciation would have been 7% to this year. I do see a bunch of questions in the chat box. We're not ignoring you guys, just so you know. We're going to answer those during our question and answer section, okay? All right, so let's just go over a quick overview recap of exactly what the data we just went over, what the data is telling us as real estate agents, okay? Number one, buyers are extremely active because the interest rates are being so low, and we're seeing that because of days on market. The properties are just going off the shelf, again, if they're priced properly and marketed properly. Number two, the inventory is less, again, supply and demand, right? So technically, as of right now, it sits that this is considered a seller's market, if you want to put a phrase on it, but buyers are still buying because of the low interest rates, okay? What we've been seeing as far as taking listings and speaking to potential sellers is a lot of sellers are actually holding off until COVID-19 is lifted because they don't want people in their homes and they want to protect their homes. So what we might see is a flux of more inventory once everything is lifted, but we don't know because we're not there. This is so unprecedented with everything in our industry, but we're just trying to explain to you what we're seeing in the market as well too.
But we also will probably see a pretty good influx of the buyers too. So I've already was talking to somebody just yesterday who was letting me know that the one big thing they've realized and noticed out of COVID is that their current house is too small. So I think you're going to start to see more and more people looking to make their home a little bit bigger and maybe fit their family and their needs a little bit more too. So.
Nope, absolutely, Chase. Okay, so little about us and Chase, Team PRESolutions. We actually, a big portion of what we do is giving back to the community because, you know, we have that ingrained in our culture at our company. We do PRESolutions Cares, we do KW Cares, we do prostate walks, we do anything. So actually a portion of every single % of our commission goes to a non-for-profit, okay? Just so you guys know a little about us on that side.
It's important to be working with a team that knows what they're doing, has a strong track record. This is some of our different awards and accolades. I won't go too much into that, but just a kind of quick overview. Martin and I do both have our business degrees. We were both Fortune 500 sales trained before we got into the real estate world. We are ranked in the top 20% in the nation, real estate wise. And then we are on the board of directors over here at the Keller Williams. So we, besides having our own team of 5 additional rockstar agents, we actually also help train about 175 agents over here at our office. And we've got the tools and we've got the knowledge to put you in the best position to win and keep some of that extra money in your pocket on the buy side and put some extra money in your pocket on the sell side.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chase. Okay, so at the end of the day, we would like to set an appointment with you guys if you have any additional questions. I know there was tons of information that we went over today. Here's our contact information if you want to take that down. We have our contact, Chase and myself's contact information, our email address, as well as Marisol's contact information and her email address. In addition to that, we have Heidi's information in the chat box as well too. So if you want to reach out to her, I can definitely do that. If we do set a appointment with anybody that's on this webinar today, or if you have a friend or family, that's fine too, and they can rewatch this webinar, we can send it to them. There's a couple bonuses that we're going to be giving you guys, okay? So if you guys are interested, just set in the chat box that, hey, I'm interested in an appointment, and you're going to be eligible for this bonus we're going to be discussing. On our real estate side, Chase and I have decided to, anybody that's going to work with us, we're going to pay for the home inspection, okay? So it's a big portion of it. So if you do get pre-approved and start working with us, we're going to pay for your home inspection. Marisol, what are you guys at FPCU planning to do for anybody that signs up or sets an appointment with you today?
So anybody that sets up an appointment with us today will get $300 off the processing fee. So usually our processing fee, which already is super low, it's $850. That's the only fee Financial Partners charges. It's $850. We'll drop it to $550 on your behalf if we set up an appointment today. And that's a little bit over half of your appraisal cost. So
that's awesome. That's a huge saving. Yeah. And then Heidi, I talked to her earlier today, and she actually is offering, because, you know, home insurance goes directly with real estate, right? If you combo your home and life insurance, she's going to offer a gift card equivalent to the first months of payment of life insurance. If anybody sets an appointment with her as well too. So you guys got some great deals just by listening, but let's jump into some questions and then we'll do the raffle right after that. Let's see if I can pull up some questions here.
Yeah, I think we've got one from Michelle for you, Marisol. She says, I currently own a home right now, but I would like to buy another home in the next 3 years or less. At what point should I start to look at getting pre-qualified for a loan?
So if you're looking to purchase a home in the next 3 years, it's never too early to start looking at how much you qualify for today. So we can set up an appointment, kind of discuss your financial structure and what it is today. Because a lot of the times I find a lot of buyers think that they're not ready until 3 to 4 years from now. And when we really sit down and discuss what our programs are, they're like, wait, I do have 3% down or things like that. So it's really, really important that we sit down and we talk about it now and see when you're ready. You can start as early as today. That's what I would recommend.
Perfect. Thank you. And then we have a question from Robert out there. Robert was asking, what's the difference if there's a home that is vacant? Okay. So Robert, just on the sell side, if you're looking to sell that property, we still cannot hold open houses. So we still want to definitely do our virtual marketing. If it's feasible to stage, we definitely will stage it too, because you normally get more money on that side. And then in addition to that, everything is still going to be managed the same way. We're going to set appointments specifically apart from each other. We're going to have extra PPE for you at the house, you know, for any buyers that are coming in, we're going to post the signs there. Everybody's going to have to wear a PEEAD form. In addition to that, our team does require a pre-approval too, because we do want to, you know, make sure we have serious buyers living in there just to prevent any spread of any of the bacteria or the COVID. Anything you want to add to that, Chase?
No, I think you hit the nail right on the head on that one.
Okay, let me look at some.
I think we did have somebody ask, Marisol, you can definitely take care of refinances, right?
All day, every day, yes. We definitely refinance.
Okay, let's see. Thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to, okay, purchasing a home. Okay, we can definitely help you out. Amazing. Oh, thank you, Michelle King. We appreciate that's one of our past clients. Amazing client. We love you guys. King family.
Real quick, because we have raffle going on. One of the first things, just in the chat box on the side, who's the first person that can give me the 3 contingencies that we've discussed in this? And then we can also answer any questions while you guys are putting that down.
Inspection, we got 1. We're looking for all 3. Ika. Loan. All right, there you go.
Up.
Oh, all right. It's a race.
We got one last one that starts with an A.
Has to do with value.
Value.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, perfect.
No, well, we got, okay, perfect. So how are we going to manage this? Because we have no contingency.
I think we have to go Ika because she was the first one on it there and had 2 of the 3 and came up with the third one there at the end. So Ika, we're gonna get you a Amazon gift card sent over to you as well.
Yeah, Ika, so if you could just reach out to us afterwards, we definitely will take care of you and send that out to you and give you information to get that. So I guess if you just reach out to us, and then if you need our number or anything like that, otherwise we'll find you on Facebook. We'll take care of you. Okay, what do you want to do for the second raffle, guys? No? Anybody want to set an appointment so we could raffle, maybe get you, if you set an appointment with us today?
Oh, it's true.
Anybody? Don't all jump
an
in.
appointment.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Let me see if there's any more questions on here.
I think on the chat there was one. How do we get in touch with you? So there was a page
There you
that
go,
was
Michelle.
with all of our contact information.
Michelle,
Okay, so
first appointment there.
let's do it. So Michelle King, the King family, you want to set an appointment with Marisol. So definitely we'll get you a gift card as well too, Michelle King. Hopefully you and Ed are doing fantastic and staying safe. Okay, cool. Anything else you guys want to cover while we're here on the?
We've got a couple more minutes left here, trying to keep this as respectful for you guys' time as possible here. We're just getting to that 1 hour mark. So thank you everybody for coming on in, and would love to answer any last questions here before we shut it down for the day. I am also going to, if you guys want a copy of this video, maybe something you can re-watch or send any friends or family, I will make this available for you guys as a recording if you'd like to see this again.
Awesome. Marisol, we have a question for you. Oh, there you go. You're quick.
We definitely lend out of California in case.
How many states do you guys, is it all nationwide?
The only 2 that we don't lend is Hawaii and Michigan.
Okay.
We do lend Michigan. There's one more. I'll figure out which one that one is, but I know Hawaii for sure is a no. We don't lend in Hawaii. And then we also have in-house, we lend in Arizona, Texas, Colorado, and Nevada. So in-house, we don't have to go through a third-party company. We can all finalize it in-house.
And then just on the realtor side, out of state, one thing, or even, you know, if you were to go Northern California, different things like that, understand for Martin, myself, and our team, we service pretty much all of Southern California. So that's going to be San Bernardino, Ventura County, LA County, Orange County, San Diego, Riverside. So we're here to help you on that. However, if you are looking to do something outside of those parameters as well, maybe another state, we are on the board of directors, as I mentioned earlier, with Keller Williams. One of the really cool aspects of that is we have the ability to look up, one, Keller Williams is the top, or is the number one agency by sold volume, the number one agency by locations, and by agent count. So one of the things that Martin and I can do to provide you some additional support is we can actually help you find a realtor in another city, in another state, and not just get you, the first realtor that you can find on Google out there, but we can actually put you in touch with a top performing agent out there. So that way you're put in the exact same position out there as you would if you were working with our team to be dealing with the best. All right.
Perfect, perfect. If there is no more questions, out of respect for everybody's time, we would like again to thank you everybody who participated and joined on this webinar. If you have any additional questions that you want to share with anybody on our team, please reach out to us directly. I know every situation is different, or maybe you're driving and you couldn't type, but we appreciate you guys jumping on today, and hopefully we're able to work with you in the future and provided value for today. That's our number one goal for you guys. Okay. So I thank you so much. You guys have any closing remarks?
No, just
No,
wanted
thank you
to
so much
say
for having
thanks
us.
for the opportunity to be here today, and look forward to speaking with you all here in the upcoming days and months, and help you in those next big decisions in your life. Excited and happy to help.
Yep. Heidi, you have a question from Michelle just when you get the chance. All right. I can give your information as well too. Bye guys.
Bye. Thank you so much.